Hi, Trevor here, reflecting on life through music. Thank you for stopping by. Well, coming into again today, you're very welcome. I trust you enjoyed my last video on Irish boy band Boyzone through their song No Matter What. We looked at being there for somebody, so I trust you found that one encouraging. We're going from there to 1957, Frankfurt, West Germany. Now, this guy is Hollywood composing royalty. He has composed for over 150 movies. And so as we go through some of these movies today and some of the clips from some of these movies, you'll think, wow, there's some really amazing movies here. But, you know, as a kid, he didn't like piano lessons at all. In fact, he disliked them. I think he had survived about 2 weeks, and he also got kicked out of 8 schools. He just wasn't really into that sort of thing at all because he wanted to pave his own way in the world. He was of Jewish origin, and we do know that sort of in the Second World War, that would have been really challenging living in Germany, but he was of Jewish heritage. And I think that was one of the reasons the family moved to London as a child. The guy we're talking about, by the way, is Hans Zimmer. Now, Hans was inspired by such acts as Emilio Maricane and some of his work, and then he thought, actually, I want to do this composing thing too, and so he didn't look back from that point. But he was involved as keyboard player for a band called Krakatoa in late 1970, and also with the Buggles, Trevor Horn and Jeffrey Downs, who were the first video to ever be played on MTV Video Killed the Radio Star. And Hans is actually in this official clip about 2 minutes 53 in, so I thought I'd better put that one in there as well. A few other bands he was involved in, including Meccano and The Damned. He had a little bit to do with the UK punk band The Damned as well. But what happened is he sort of thought, well, what am I going to do? So he started writing advertising jingles. But he did meet the iconic Stanley Myers, and both of these guys were a little bit intrigued with, hey, what about if we combine orchestral with electronic? Now, a few other bands have done this, Electric Light Orchestra being one, and they were massive in the 1970s. What can we do to actually really just, well, electrify the sound? So it wasn't long before Hans got approached, and he got approached in 1987 to write the music for The Last Emperor. This particular music score won an Academy Award, so Hans was already getting a bit of a reputation of being able to do what he can do. In fact, he wasn't the composer, he was the score producer for that particular writing, so he was very much involved in the production of the music that made up this iconic scene. We've got an iconic scene for the movie where the Emperor gets evicted, and of course you can just see here just how important the music is for any scene, for any movie, because it actually takes our emotions for a ride. In 1988, Rain Man, Dustin Hoffman and Tom Cruise, pretty enduring the movie. This one, let's go play some cards. And so we've got a bit of a scene from that particular movie. Pretty much composed in synth the whole way through, but it really just adds to the whole feel of the movie. 1991 came Driving Miss Daisy and also the iconic Thelma and Louise. We've got the ending scene here. Now I'm sure people who want to see it have seen it by now. The ending's got a massive twist in it, and I won't give it too much away, but the music again just really sets it up so well to cover the complexity of some of the characters and what was going on in that particular part of the movie. 1992, The Power of One, quite a controversial movie, this one in many ways, because this started to look at racism, and Hans really did actually investigate quite strongly African choirs and drums, and he was able to, I think, really capture what was a really intensive emotional ride with The Power of One. So I've got a movie clip of that one. 1994, The Lion King. Now, The Lion King was absolutely massive for Disney. It really was. We all know that Elton John wrote some songs for this one, but Hans Zimmer did the rest. This score won an Academy Award, Golden Globe Award, and 2 Grammy Awards, and so very, very significant movie for Hans Zimmer and for Hollywood and for Disney in general. By the way, the musical version of Lion King is one of the highest grossing Broadway musicals. And of course, Hans had a lot to do with bringing that to the stage as well. We've got a clip from the King of Pride Rock right at the end, and he's taking his rightful place as king. And of course, everything goes back to beautiful after that. Of course, you need a really, really triumphal piece of music to be able to do that. 1995, out came Crimson Tide. 1998, The Thin Red Line, and this is considered one of Hans's significant works in many, many ways. We got the clip of the choppers in Warzone going to Journey to the Line, and so we've got that movie clip from that one. A few other movies after that one: Gladiator, Russell Crowe. We've got the clip of "Hey, I Am Gladiator. Who is your name?" He takes his mask off and reveals. Now, this is an iconic part of the movie. Russell Crowe does such a good job in this movie, so we had to have that first part of the movie there. Black Hawk Down, Hannibal, The Last Samurai. Now, The Last Samurai was a pretty amazing movie with Tom Cruise in it. It seems to be a lot of the movies that Hans has composed for have been action movies, and he really knows how to capture the emotion of a particular scene. We've got the final battle scene of The Last Samurai for you. I know we're whizzing through these a little bit today, but what do you do with film composing? You're not going to really look at live versions of these songs, are you? You're going to look at the clips, the movie clips that these songs brought to life, including this one, The Simpsons movie. Yeah, The Simpsons movie. That movie where... Well, it actually did quite well, and the story was a pretty good one. And that was the Springfield kind of home, of course, started the whole mess. But Springfield had to be saved, and we needed this beautiful symbolic music where Homer on his motorbikes chucking the bomb out of the dome. And so we have a pretty amazing music there. And I think to see him and his son on the back as they chuck the bomb, and of course it sort of goes up, lands, and it just sort of doesn't go down the hole again. It's a beautiful climatic thing of the Simpsons movie. We've got the clip of Homer at the end. Da Vinci Code, Kung Fu Panda. We also had him involved in some of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. So, to be asked to be part of that particular iconic bunch of music, pretty amazing. He was also part of Batman Begins and The Dark Knight. Now, The Dark Knight was the movie that Heath Ledger got a posthumously Academy Award for the Joker. There's something quite sort of innovative about the Joker's theme, and that is it's just one note on a cello. And I think that nothing typifies this more than the Joker talking about his childhood, talking about that smile. Let's put a smile on your face. Heath Ledger, didn't he do such a good job at the Joker? I would be interested to know, actually, in the comments below, who do you think is the best Joker of all time? Now, just put some comments below. Was it Jack Nicholson? Is it Heath Ledger? I've been working my way through the Gotham series at the moment. He's pretty good in that as well. So, or maybe it's the cartoon version. Who knows? Who do you think's the best Joker of all time? So we've got the movie clip of the Joker going through his childhood. We've also got Amazing Spider-Man 2 that he was involved in, Batman versus Superman. And he was also involved in the movie Interstellar, and I thought we would get a live version of some of the music from Interstellar. There's just something absolutely beautiful about this piece of music. You can see how the music just builds and builds and builds and builds and builds, as Interstellar actually does. And Christopher Nolan does have a way of just getting us to think about things, and music well and truly needed to be part of that. So I've got a live clip of an orchestra playing Interstellar. Of course, it's not just an orchestra. We've got drums and guitars and keyboards and all sorts of pieces going in there as well, because Hans Zimmer did bring the classical and the electronic together. He was also involved in a few David Attenborough movies, so to be able to capture what David was on about, his whole, I suppose, tweaking our collective consciousness about our planet, just got to be able to do that. He did compose the theme music for The Crown. It was a Netflix series, and he was involved in the music for Dune, which came out in 2021. I tell you what, if you like science fiction, meaty science fiction, I actually did watch that one, and I reckon there was a movie night. We watched 1 and 2, so we got a movie version of when House Atreides gets attacked on Arrakis, and so we've got a movie version of that one. Hans Zimmer, as I said, not rock and roll music royalty, I was going to say, movie composing royalty, 2 Academy Awards, 1 Brit Film Award, 3 Golden Globes Awards, 4 Grammys, 5 various other awards, Satellite Awards, the Max Steiner Film Music Achievement Award. He received the star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. He's had an asteroid named after him. And from those 2 Academy Awards, he's actually received 12 Academy Award nominations. So this guy is well and truly he's just legend at what he does. Order of Merit in Germany, and actually been crowned a Disney legend as well. He has composed for over 150 movies, so that's a lot of output right there. And, you know, the world has well and truly benefited from what is an absolute genius of symphonic, orchestral, electronic film scoring. So those links to those 12 clips in the description below, and I've also included my last video from Boyzone, so if you want to recap on them, feel free. Well, if this is your first line, the Life Reflections through Music, or you've come back for another one, how great to see everybody here. And as you see, we cover all sorts of genres here, including we're going to go to one of the most iconic pioneering Christian rock bands of all time. But we're going to focus in on the guy who played keyboards for a few years for these guys, John Lowry. John actually has created a pretty amazing signature tune, which we'll look at, but he did have a solo album called Media Alert as well. And because I'm up to John in my playlist, I thought we'd give him a bit of a go. So until then, I'll catch you around. Bye for now.